GH Squad Podcast, episode 7. It is the day we've all been waiting for. It's draft day, the day that we'll each select our potential winning team for the 2026 Fantasy Plant Draft. I know we've all been locked in our war rooms researching the list of about 55 potential draft picks, meeting with industry experts, digging into the analytics of each plant's career, checking police records to make sure there's no skeletons in their closets, because that'll jeopardize their ability to make an impact, like the Browns' top pick last year, who sat out the first few games due to some legal indiscretions. So, gentlemen, how you feeling? Is your draft strategy nailed down?
I feel like I'm sure as you're from the land, you know this movie. I feel like they might make a movie after this draft of me. It'll be the sequel. It'd be like Draft Day 2. And I'll be the Kevin Costner figure of this one. Seth will be upset because he loves Kevin Costner, but it'll be cast as me after my successful draft.
I feel like you and I might have very good draft strategies, but Seth might know the most about the individual plants of any of us.
Maybe too much, right?
Ooh.
Like he's going to be focused on like a key detail. Be like, there's this one plant that does this, but if it's great if for the one person that buys it, but
So it's gonna put me at a disability. So that's that's why I am not gonna be very good at this for that exact reason. Because of too much knowledge.
He asked me earlier, he goes, is there an auto draft button? Is there can I auto draft? And I was like, not this time.
It's like that interview question, like, what's your greatest weakness? Well, I think too hard about these things, and I tend to work a lot.
My greatest weakness is that I have too many strengths.
There you go.
I hope this isn't like one of those like times at school when you like show up to a test thinking it's gonna be multiple choice and then it's all fill in the blank, and you're like, oh crap.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm like, I think I might.
Those are both easy test formats.
Well, not if you're not prepared.
Okay.
Like if you're like, oh, what class am I in? What is physics or chemistry? I don't know.
I've never gone to school and wondered what class am I in.
Oh, wow. All right, Seth, you and I can have this discussion. Apparently, Mr. Valedictorian, class of 19 or 20, whatever.
2009.
Apparently, he has never either... maybe he's just done too well in school. I feel like, Seth, you and I could have a discussion about maybe working our way through school in a slightly different path.
Manner.
But in this class, you can use a cheat sheet.
Oh, okay.
You do not have to write it on your shoes or program it into your calculator or slip little slips in the back of your tie like I heard people do in my Catholic high school. But this time we do have a draft board, about 55 plants. But before we get started on the draft, I do have to call out 3 comments we got from listeners on YouTube and Spotify, and make a quick announcement that the GH Squad podcast is now available on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. Initially, we wanted to keep it to the video platforms, YouTube and Spotify, but to be honest, so many people asked for it to go on to Apple Podcasts that we relented, and I posted it to Apple Podcasts about a week ago. And while I was sending the RSS feed to Apple, Amazon was like another click away. So you can listen on your Alexa.
Give the people what they want.
Here's a few comments we got last week. Uncle Mo 61 commented on episode 5 that Firefly Petunia has a weak root system and aphids seem to kill them quicker than other petunias. And then Uncle Mo 61 added that they are awesome. So awesome, some weaknesses, which we did touch on. And I don't know, like I said, I've talked to the breeders. They are very well aware of this, and that was their first intro, and they've got a lot more to come. Another comment, Sebastian Sanchez 3051 commented on our short announcing the fantasy plant draft, asking, is this a joke?
I mean, Seth's a joke.
Oh, Maybe not. Hey, we're gonna wait and see how Hosta La Vista does in this. But Sebastian, this is no joke, and in fact, we are minutes away from this becoming a reality. Stacy A Hola 4926 reacted to my Costco Christmas tree update, explaining that most pines or Christmas trees are cut at least 1 to 2 weeks prior to selling due to location restrictions and weather, and some grown at higher elevations will actually go dormant and not take up water.
Hmm.
They said that the trees will start dying the minute they're cut, which of course makes sense. Then they added the more you know with a heart emoji. And I agree. I love this comment, and it is good to know more. We'll see if I remember this next year when I'm faced with a $55 tree. But we do appreciate everyone who comments. We will continue to read them. Please shout out any questions or topics you want us to discuss. We will have thoughts on just about anything. But gentlemen, we ready to start this draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the idea and the premise that we're working on. The three of us will draft our own fantasy teams of 12 plants. These include annuals, perennials, and garden vegetables, 10 starters and 2 bench players. We will choose our starters or bench players, but starters from a list of about 50 plants. We're going to build our team in a classic snake-style draft. I'm about to randomly select the first team to draft and the second team, and then we'll work our way from there. And there are 2 bench players that will be selected. They can be plants that are not on the formal draft board. And then when we're done, I will put together some sort of a roster view, and our teams can be judged by listeners and folks in the industry before about February 8th, which I believe is this year's Super Bowl. And then that will determine the winner. The team names. We have come up with team names. Mason's team is Carlos Lantana. Mason, would you like to talk about your team name?
I mean, I don't know if I've ever said Lantana without out saying like Carlos Lantana, like Santana, great singer, and guitar player, more so guitar player. But yeah, I would say that to that, I always was like, I think I added to it was like Carlos Lantana. It's the plant with the bandana. I don't know. And then and then you add in like the variety bandito is in there too. So like you get all kinds of crazy with it in the plant wraps.
There you go. And I was thinking Carlos Santana as the first baseman designated hitter that's worked his way around the major leagues, played for the Cleveland Indians and Guardians at some point.
I know
That's
you
who I
designed
thought
the
of too.
logo.
Mhm.
Yeah, right, Seth. Name 5 baseball players that are play
No,
currently
we're
in
not
the
doing that.
MLB. So
Currently?
He was about to say
just
Babe Ruth.
kidding, Seth. You can't do that. No, but I have to say, I figured that's where you went with it, Bill, with designing the logos. But I liked the logo so much, I didn't have the heart to be like, oh, maybe it should be a guitar. I liked it regardless. I'm
Well,
sure.
thank you.
I'm sure Carlos Santana also likes baseball. It's a great American
Oh, yeah.
pastime.
Absolutely. Probably like, I'm sure, I think he's California. I think he
Yeah.
was based out of Cali. He's probably a Dodgers fan, front runner. Seth, hasta la vista. Do we need to explain this, or is it pretty obvious?
I mean, it's pretty obvious for anyone that's seen the Terminator movie, right?
Excellent. Excellent. Great movie. That's why I put him on a motorcycle. I did opt for a shovel instead of a firearm.
Yeah, and do I see like a little leather jacket in there between his face and the top of the motorcycle?
Could
If
be.
not,
Well,
you can imagine it there.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Definitely a leather jacket. My team is Pulmonaria 51, little alien theme. If you follow us on Instagram, you might see some other graphics related to that. That would be a different topic for a different day, but I do like to go down that rabbit hole. I'm sure Mason would join me. But any questions, gentlemen, before I randomly select the draft order using the free Google spinner?
No, well, while you're selecting it, I do want to shout out the list of plants that we're picking from so that we don't get a bunch of angry grams up in front. This is annuals, perennials, vegetables, And when we classify perennials, these would be more so your herbaceous perennials, so
Yes.
not your woody perennials. So
That is a good point.
like, yeah, so
Eh,
your deer villas, your Weigela, don't fall into this bucket. I know those would have been first on Seth's pick list, but they're not on the list.
No, well, and then also with the list, it's just like it was like a decent list of like 60 items, but by no means a comprehensive,
That's true.
all the perennials and all the annuals sort of thing. Kind of a quick rundown of like key main genus that
Yeah.
most people would hear about if they've ever bought a plant before.
I think that's what'll make the bench players fun, the wild
Mm.
cards, because who knows what we're gonna pick.
That's true.
So
That's true. You already said your top pick of the entire draft might be on your bench.
oh,
Soon to
100%.
be moving from the bench, but that's good. I have a pretty solid bench idea too. All right. I have 3 numbers in the Google spinner. I am going to push spin. We are going to have Mason as number 1,
What?
me as number 2, and Seth as number 3. Let's
All right,
see
that's fine.
where this ends up. Number 3, Seth, you are picking
Oh.
first. And for the second pick in the draft will be Mason. Wow, I get to go
Sweet.
last, which means I
Awesome.
get to go first in the second round. All right, Seth, we are on round 1. What is your first pick, the number 1 pick of the draft?
No one pay, and just to confirm, this is like off the list, right? Like this
Yes.
isn't where I can. Okay,
Yes.
all right. I'm gonna go with Angelonia.
Did
And
you just
why
pick
are you picking?
alphabetically?
Oh wait, is that not what we're supposed to do?
No, your pick is Angelonia, and why? I'm interested because that's
Oh,
not what I was expecting.
well, Angelonia, it's a for an annual, really likes that really hot, warm weather. It's kind of a little bit more of a mid-season. So like, a lot of the annuals you buy like look really good in May and June. Well,
Mhm.
in July and August when things start to get tired, the Angelonia look really good. And you can get small to like really large sizes. So like an array of uses in the garden. I don't know. I've always been kind of a fan of Angelonia.
That's cool. I agree. Some of the real tall landscape type back of the border are pretty sweet. And they got a black
Mhm.
one now, right? Like a couple years ago, we introduced the black Angelonia. So
Yeah, I think technically it's like a super, super dark purple, but like when you
yeah,
look at it,
looks black.
it looks black.
All right. Fair first pick. Mason, Carlos Lantana. I'm sure this is gonna be interesting. What's your top pick?
Yeah, I looked at. I was banking on having a first get to these picks. And I want to preface it by saying this is like the 1983 NFL draft. I feel like I'm picking between John Elway
Yeah.
and Dan Marino here.
Yep.
I am going to go with Petunia Wave. And it was a hard
Wave.
choice. I feel like there's the Supertunia being in that vegetative kind of class, but I went with the staple. I mean, you talk about garden performance, decades of experience. You got to go with it.
Well, and they're still breeding. It's like the front apron of every mass market store and still in every independent.
Plus, I've been known to wear that wave pink a time or two.
You have.
It's a good color.
All right. Well, I am this was tough because I have 2 favorite kind of plants that are both solid, strong performers, big sellers, but I'm going interspecific impatiens because similar reasons to wave. Front apron plant, mass market and independent garden center, and landscape performance. I mean, sun patiens are amazing, and now like every company has an interspecific. They're all solid. They all do great. I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong with that just in terms of sheer volume in the market and big plant that really can't fail with.
So is it
Yeah.
like
Sun
it's like
patience.
sun patients or solarscape, same, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And now I'm blanking on the new one from Danziger that I shouted out as one of my best plants in my garden this past year. They're excellent, and yeah, big
You
fan.
can put that into the
Show
show
notes.
notes.
I'm
Yeah.
blanking on it. That's not good. All right. Let's see.
Back-to-back picks.
I'm coming back. It's my pick First pick of round 2. I'm going to stick with interspecifics and go with begonias, interspecific begonias.
Wild.
Like whoppers, like dragon wings, like hulas, like Viking, big, bold, awesome, make a statement. I like them.
2 crops traditionally grown for the shade, but with the interspecific portion in there, getting a little mixed usage. Interesting. Shady character there, Bill Calkins.
I am, but I like big plants that I can't fail with, and I feel like a lot of these new begonias just fill a basket, look awesome. All right, we're wrapping it back over to Mason for your second pick in the draft.
Yeah, this is also no brainer. I got my quarterback. Now I need my running back, and that's going to be vegetative coleus.
There you go.
Just a true performer. Like, I mean, you can get coleus that are, you can get them that are like 4 inches tall. You can get them that are a foot tall. Like, I mean, it used to be known as like an accent plant, but I think when you just have a big old pot full of coleus, you can get it any color you want. It's golden.
And then, like, I remember when this was probably 10, 12 years ago when Redhead came out, it was in the front entrance of every subdivision in Chicagoland. And it
Yep.
was on Michigan Avenue and, like, all of those island planters. Yeah, that's a good one. And that was what I was hoping to take in round 3. So I'm already behind the 8 ball here.
Grambling.
Oh,
All right. Hasta la vista, round 2. Draft pick. I feel a perennial coming for some reason.
I get. Do we do the annuals and the perennials like together?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've got to pick 6 annuals, 2 perennials, and a vegetable at least on your team. So you don't have to pick a perennial now.
All right. So I'm still catching up to speed on this sports ball draft. So
All right.
All right then. I did also have the interspecific begonias in my top 3, so that kind of threw me for a loop. I'm gonna go with echinacea coneflower for my number 2 overall pick. I mean, it's basically a class in itself. It's like you have perennials and then you have echinacea, because I think there's like every color possible, big, small, lots of newer breeding going into echinacea. They just continue to pump out more varieties. Great pollinator, North American native as well. So,
yep. Seed and vegetative types.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
I had
tissue
that.
culture.
I had that as a graded out as an A on my draft sheet as well. It's a good pick. Solid pick.
You called it, Bill.
It.
First perennial taken.
First perennial taken, yes.
Yeah, and I'm only sticking to plant names with one name. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
All right.
See how that plays out here.
See how that works out for you. All right. Wrapping back around. Who goes next?
It's Seth.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Seth
me
again. Back-to-back picks.
All right.
Always good.
All right. So, I was just kidding about the one name thing. I'm gonna go with English lavender as my third
wild
pick.
card.
What wild card? That's like one of the top plants sold at garden centers, because it's both a perennial and an herb. You can use it for potpourri and cooking and all sorts of things. You get pollinator, great blue color. Like, you guys missed out, actually. I'm sorry, but not sorry.
I think that's a great choice. We're seeing new introductions every single year, which means that class is growing. It's a good call. 2 perennials, back-to-back picks. I like it.
Well, it's an herb too, so I'm not just doing perennials.
I didn't think we'd hit this point in the draft just yet. This is like in your fantasy football draft where the first person to take a defense. Now Seth happened to take 2 defenses, I guess, but I got to get mine off the board. So I'm going with Hosta, because I know that's on a lot of lists. Oh, slide it. Yeah, there you go. Slide it over 1, Bill. Yeah, Hosta. I mean, you talk about, I need something that can grow in the shady spot under my tree, and it's going to be big and fill out. Boom, done. Take your pick.
It's a good pick.
I thought don't I automatically have that one since it's in my name?
You do
I
not.
thought that was like Oh, I thought that was an understood.
That would
I
be
put
like
that
the
last.
Browns automatically having
And
every player whose last name is Brown,
Brown.
which
That's
actually
that.
would have
Oh,
worked out
okay.
well for us over the course of NFL history. We did have Jim Brown, so that's a solid pick. And I guess I got to keep with that. Was not going to go perennial this early, but I'm going daylily because, yeah, I got to put that in as a blocker because I feel like if I don't get that, I'm going to be scrambling on a perennial. Now I get to pick back to back. We are going to go with Mandevilla dipladenia,
Ooh, interesting choice. Interesting choice.
which
Is it-
I'm kind of following a pattern here because interspecific impatiens and daylilies and Mandevilla dipladenia will be on the front apron or cart program for every mass market store and also big sellers at independents. So
I sure see a
my
lot of them
brain
out
goes
there.
to what sells and performs. So a lot of new breeding in the Mandevilla dips and good. It's a good plant. I think we'll see more and more if we can keep those chili thrips off of them.
Now this Mason might be a little young for this comment, but I know he like basically grew up in a garden center. But Bill, like, remember like back in like 2000, maybe 1999, when Mandevillas basically had a flower like every
Yeah.
12 inches.
Yeah.
Like you had this like vine and then like
Yep.
some flowers and then a vine and then flowers. And
Yep.
now these things are just like loaded up with flowers.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I think by crossing in the dipladenia side with the waxy foliage, keeps the bugs off of them. I remember, yeah, growing up, even like in our first house, we would put one by the mailbox, and it was probably, what was it, Alice DuPont? I think that was the traditional Mandevilla. And it
Yeah.
would immediately, like, it got powdery mildew like in the first week and bugs all over it. And yeah, like 4 blooms throughout the year. It usually got big, but first little hint of frost, that thing was smoked. So,
Did your
yeah.
Mason, did your parents do tropical plants like the truck from Florida?
No.
No, no.
Sometimes, like I say no, now they do, definitely, and they're kind of the town that they have a pop-up greenhouse in now. I don't know. I remember my dad getting like a van load of tropical hibiscus and him telling me that he was like, "Do you want to invest $50 into this?" And like I remember being like 10 years old. And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Do you have $50? We're gonna buy tropical hibiscus for $1 a piece." And he's like, "We can sell them for $10 a piece." So I don't know where these fell off of a truck that we were
They're
selling
probably
these.
from Canada.
And so I remember one summer, like I made like couple $100 selling tropical hibiscus, and that was like I was 11 years old. And I don't know why he wasn't just like I don't know why he was like, "Hey, do you got $50?" I don't even know if he ever took the $50, but I was like, "Yes, I work here, you pay me." So I don't know, but yeah. So there was like some actually like ordinary circumstances, but it wasn't scheduled. It was more so like that and a lot of perennials, Seth, like tropicals and perennials. Like there were some things like daylilies we had every year, but my dad would come across in his business dealings. He'd be like, "I got a guy that's getting rid of 600 of these. We should take 300. And we're gonna take them to market. We're gonna mark them up 25%, move them all out in a weekend." And I'd be like, "All right, sounds good. Let's do it." So
That's awesome. They were probably trade winds out of Canada. Trade winds, hibiscus out of Canada. They were
and I
probably
wasn't I
real quick.
admittedly, I wasn't as good at spotting bugs then as I am now.
Mm,
So I just wonder. My mind wanders. I'm like, what were these loaded down with?
a lot. A lot of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
No, that's awesome. All right, who's up next, Seth?
It's me. No, it's
Oh,
me.
Mason.
We're snaking back. And
All right.
I'm coming in flying off the top rope. I filled out my backfield. Now I'm going switching to the defensive side of the ball here, and we're taking tomato as the first vegetable taken. I mean, you talking about? I don't know why this is the case because I feel like in someone's diet, tomatoes are maybe not the number one vegetable eaten, but at the garden center, tomatoes above and
By
beyond the number
far.
one vegetable purchased
Yeah.
that goes to the door. And now, like, I was just visiting my parents after New Year's here and was taking a look through the Baker Creek catalog, which is a great seed catalog to just go through. And like the sheet, my dad was like, look at this one. And just the sheer kind of colors and combinations that you can get in tomatoes, like it is limitless. So
Yeah.
that's where I got to go with that.
No, that's a solid pick. definitely the top vegetable off the board. Seth, what do we got? Fourth pick in the draft. We're nearing the halfway of the main draft.
I hate. I kind of feel like a follower on this because I know Mason like went into the veggie category and I knew he'd take the tomato. The second veggie is a tough one. But I think I would have to go with the cucumber.
All right.
Cucumber, right? Like pickles. I mean, we're a big pickle family, so like having the ability to make pickles, but I think cucumbers are in every person's garden
Yeah.
because it goes with most people's palates. So I'm gonna run with that one.
I think that might actually be like the number one vegetable eaten. Like I think
Yeah.
about it, like kids like cucumbers. A
Mm.
lot of people are eating cucumbers. Lettuce is probably up there, but I don't. We're a big pickle family too. That was high on my list. This year we had a crop failure with our cucumbers. We just had. I came out after travel and they were just loaded with aphids, like uncontrollable amounts. I had to scrap them, and then I replanted, and I think it was too late, and it got awful.
Aphids? I've never had aphids on my
Yeah,
cucumber.
it was like, Seth, I turned over a leaf, and then, like, there was more aphids than plant space, and
Mm.
so I had never run into that issue either on cucumbers, like, you see a couple maybe, but, like, to this point, like, I don't like to spray it, like, if it's in my backyard, and it wouldn't have made a difference, like, if I'd
Yeah.
sprayed it or not, because by the time I had caught it, there were so many, and then actually I had aphids jump to my peppers, but I don't know if maybe I had this giant outbreak that all of the aphid pests caught on, so by the time they got to my peppers, it was like, "Oh," I was like, "My peppers are gonna go too," and then I started noticing that half of them were mummified, and then, like, there were these little wasps, they're, like, tiny, look like fruit flies. I had all kinds of ladybug larvae, and so I actually didn't have to do anything. I just got to watch this ecosystem,
Yeah.
and within like
The,
a
the,
week,
the good the good guys found a massive food source and just went crazy.
yeah, yeah, within a week, there's zero aphids in my garden after I pulled the cucumbers out. So
Hmm. Mine always get mildew, but we had a lot of cucumbers this year, and my daughter eats cucumbers like daily. Like I put them in her lunch today, so those have we don't have I don't have time to pickle them because she eats them so quick. So
I if they got mildew, like I don't know, this is kind of a shout out. I used a product this year, and it's not my product, so I don't have any qualms shouting it out. Um, is that it was called Magic Gardener? That's
hmm.
like a
Yeah,
biofungicide.
yeah, I
I
know. It's
used
from I know the company that
Yeah.
makes that. Yeah,
So I used that this year on zucchini. I had zucchini all summer long, no powdery mildew
no mildew. Huh. We'll
on
try that.
zucchini,
Yeah,
which is crazy.
right. Huh. We had big zucchinis this year, but they also had mildew. All right. Who's up
Snake
next?
back to Seth.
Me.
Seth, back at you.
I am gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with lantana. Bring it back to the annual side. I
It's a
mean, it
good
has
pick.
good color range, kind of a nice fragrance. Likes the really hot. A little bit more drought tolerant. Attracts butterflies.
I feel like that's a shot across the bow.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
was upset that I took Hosta. I think in all my years working with Seth, he used to make fun of me for liking lantana so much. And then I hear him I hear him say these words, "Oh, it has a great scent." I don't know how many times Seth was like, "These things smell awful." So I think there's some tomfoolery being had here.
Hey,
well,
sometimes a pick is a defensive strategy, or it could be a shot across the bow.
I'm gonna get a
yeah,
text here,
I'm
and he's gonna be like, "Give me your 6th, 7th, for lantana."
6,
Yep.
7.
You knew that was coming. That's our first 6, 7 of the podcast, proving that we all have children. Mason, your kids probably aren't doing that yet. Is Sammy
No,
doing 6, 7 yet? No, that's good.
no, no.
I have the 9-year-old boy stage is like everything is 6, 7. So
Yeah. No, I
All
hear you.
right. I'm gonna go with something wild here. This is a
Uh-oh.
this is a wild card for me. Poinsettia red.
That was my next pick.
I thought this was spring. Are we doing spring plants?
This doesn't say anything about spring,
It's an annual.
so I'm taking
Mm.
poinsettia red. I'm gonna dominate Christmas season. We're gonna play all season long here. So
That's strong. That is strong. And that literally just took my pick off the board. So I gotta look. I'm going Calibracoa. It's graded out as an A on my draft.
Bust.
Probably. Is it the top selling annual right now? Might be.
Should it be?
Debatable. They're awesome. I feel like, so here's my thing. I like petunias a lot. I like Calibrachoa and maybe as much, but I feel like I struggle with Calibrachoa getting them to establish early. So we always get them in our sample packs. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of times when I plant them, I lose like half. And it might be a little bit too cold. Maybe the roots just weren't strong enough because they do ship those sample programs earlier than I would normally buy them in a garden center.
You
But then the ones that survive, which is at least half. And again, I'm not buying them probably the ideal weekend, but they take off. And the colors are cool. And as far as the plants that, and obviously I get tons of Calibrachoa samples, and the ones that my family members, like extended family, when they come over and sit on our patio, that's usually what they comment on. And it's usually the bright colors, the ones with the high contrast patterns. I mean, if it's like blue with a couple veins, they really don't care. But if it's purple or pink with a yellow star or just yellow Calibrachoa always get attention. And I mean, it's got to be the number one hanging basket crop. So I don't think you
my
can go wrong with Calibrachoa. They sell.
That's fair. My thing is that I think that I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're the M&M's minis of petunias. Like I get it's different. But like that's where I don't know. I want the bigger blooms. On your problems with Calibrachoa, you probably the finicky in the root zone, right? Like so that's where like kind of expanding on some problems that petunias have with absorbing iron and pH.
Mhm.
A Calibrachoa can show that a little quicker sometimes.
That's
So
probably it.
hit them early with a nice feed out there.
Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I mean, I use our petunia feed on your Calibrachoa.
Nice.
Use it early, so it should help. It should help reduce some of that shock.
Are you paying for sponsorship of this
I didn't.
episode by chance?
I didn't.
He doesn't
I
Is
have
didn't.
to.
it?
He's playing with his time.
That's right. And it was a real tip of advice. It wasn't like, "Hey, let me tell
Oh,
you about petunia feed." Bill asked.
I guess
You
you
took
didn't do any
echinacea as
break.
your number 2 pick, and we know why. I mean,
I also didn't name names, so
All right, you got another pick there, Bill. You're snaking back around.
I am following up potentially the steal of the entire draft, Calibrachoa, with do I just go a big volume seller? I almost feel like I have to. We're gonna go pansies. Pansies, which I actually don't think, and this might be a hot take, I don't think that's a crop on the upswing. I would suggest that sales of pansies have been going down every year. In fact, we struggled to find them in the fall.
But you know what? You don't struggle to find, Bill.
What's
Garden
that?
moms.
I hate you.
Put it.
I hate you for that. You got red poinsettias and garden mums.
There's a
That's
strategy here.
You're covering all seasons.
That's right.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
good call. You can sell Calibrachoa in the fall too. They look really good.
I think fall in general is hard. That's probably why you're starting to also see lantana, or sorry, pansy. Less harder to find pansies. I
Yeah.
agree though. I think this last fall I was going out looking for stuff. Although usually I try to look for stuff when it's like a little bit late or a little bit too early.
Yeah. Nah, garden mum's a really good call. All right.
All right.
Horticultural.
So another big volume item, both perennial and annual, is sedum.
Ooh, good call.
So we had as a class, so it could be your upright sedum in a perennial bed. It could be a ground cover. It could be a lot more like green roofs are using sedum. So it's a pretty versatile crop. Super drought tolerant. There's blooming and there's non-blooming. So overall, just like a really killer class.
There was a company up in Oregon who was selling panels, sedum panels that you could install as green roof panels. And they shipped me, I don't know, I want to say like 3 boxes. So it was probably 4 panels per box. and they were little, and I actually just I spread the panels out. I cut them up and spread them out, and I'm pretty much have a sedum covered front garden in front of my house. So super hardy, and they're great. Every year when we're weeding, I'm like, kids, do not pull those. Those are not weeds. They're like, okay. And then by the middle of summer, they've covered all the ground. It looks great. Love
Yeah.
sedum. Another great fall crop. It's
All
a
right.
good one.
So it's mine again, right?
Yes.
Back to back.
All right. So, I mean, Mason really kind of took over the winter crop, or winter timing, but something that would go well in winter, as well as just a great indoor item, would be dianthus as a pot crop.
Ooh.
So lots of, I feel like dianthus has really exploded over the last few years with the offshore program. So there's probably like, I don't know, more than 50 varieties. So no matter what your sort of growing capability is, no matter your timing that you have access to, like you're going to find a type of dianthus that's going to look good, that someone can bring inside for several weeks of bloom time. And there's really showy varieties, and there's varieties with fragrance. So really,
And I did divide the dianthus into perennial, garden, and pot.
but you're hesitating. So if you're saying that I should just take all three, that's okay with
No,
me.
I'm saying it sounded like you chose the pot variety.
I did.
You
I
did.
chose the pot variety.
And now that, I was going to say, now with the ability to import them, you can put them out for Valentine's Day, and they should sell quick. Sounds good. We on me?
Looking at my list, I feel like I gotta get back to some flowers. I mean, garden mum is a flower, I guess, but for a very specific use. So I'm gonna swing back perennial wise here and pick up coreopsis. Nothing says like sunshine in a plant form that better than coreopsis. So
No, that's a good one.
some great varieties out there too of that.
Yeah. I am also going perennial, and I am going perennial salvia. Love them. Blue color. Now you got the purples, you got dark stems. To me, it's like a perennial workhorse. I've got a bunch of them in my garden as border plants. They look great. Big fan.
It's also a great pollinator.
Great pollinator.
They're always loaded up with insects.
Can't keep the bees off of them. Keeps the bees off my patio because they're all over the salvia. It's a good point. Even the hummingbirds, like my wife does hummingbird feeders, and we have 2 up all the time in the summer, and it's fun to see the hummingbirds go to the feeder, but then spend a lot of time just going plant to plant. So makes me feel like we're doing a good thing for nature. All right. I am coming back with this is tough. You guys have taken some of my favorite picks. I'm gonna go vegetative petunias, not wave, just straight up vegetative petunias.
I mean, you get Vista bubblegum in there, so
Right. I was
that's
about to
a
say,
win.
just Vista bubblegum alone gives me landscape market. Obviously, tons of them in baskets. I like all the new kind of crazy tunia breeding that Westhoff's got. There's just a lot of good vegetative.
Well, hey, I mean,
they
does
go with
that
my Calibaco, and I think I pretty much now have 80% of the hanging basket market on my team.
well, does this also count? I mean, firefly, does that count
Yeah.
in the vegetative category?
Have to. And all future breeding.
I don't know.
This is a pick in the future.
I don't know.
I mean, that's like for like, that's the use case is inside a dark room. It just feels like that's different. It's like a pot plant dianthus and a perennial dianthus. Like one is inside the house, one is outside.
But what if within the next 12 months there's a landscape version of it?
Oh, 100% counts. Count it. Buckets.
Ready?
So are you drafting the person that'll be there, the 12, like the future
That's
person?
generally how drafts work.
Yes. Yes.
A developmental pick.
100%.
All right. I can't believe this pick fell to me. Like, I can't believe it. Geranium. And no, we're not talking about hardy geranium. I'll state that. I'm talking about pelargonium.
I bet that's what that was.
So now the hanging baskets might as well be off the board.
Did you say only Martha Wash?
No. Get
right.
out of here with that.
With the ivies and the landscape of interspecifics, the calliopes and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, I also on this list, it just says geranium. And I was gonna go with
I know.
seed geranium, but I picked up this is like a twofer. I got it all in one.
Yeah, you got
So
Pinto and Calliope,
Maverick. Oh yeah.
Maverick.
Rocky
I don't.
Mountain.
Yeah, you're right. And all of the Ogilvy genetics that are still out there, old school. I do think that that is crazy that geranium slipped. I feel
Rocky
like
Mountain Dark Red. I could have just picked that one.
okay, you can have just that one. A great pick, probably pick of the draft, late round. That's like Shadur Sanders to the Browns.
Yet to be seen. All right,
Seth,
Seth.
hasta la vista. What do we got?
I feel like this draft is like steering me in a direction that I had it intended. I'm doing like a bunch of
As
like on the
frequently
fly.
happens in a draft. Sometimes you end up and you look at your team and you're like, wait a minute, how did that happen?
All right, so I'm gonna go for another kind of a workhorse in the garden, but in the shade garden. Seed impatience, especially with the downy mildew tolerant and resistant varieties that have been really coming out on the market over the last, like, say, 5 to 10 years. And I think it's going to continue to grow. I met with landscapers this last year that I feel like there's still people that think like downy mildew is still like super problematic for impatiens. And then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, there's these resistant varieties. And they're like, what? So
Yeah.
like there's so many people that just had like moved away and just never came back. And so I think we'll continue to see increased capabilities in there. And for, flower powered in the shade. So that wasn't on my radar at all. I wasn't anticipating drafting that one. So mine again now, huh?
Yep.
Gosh. All right. I will, two more. All right. I'm going to do, annual salvia. For a pollinator, I just, Philadelphia Horticultural Society just came out with their top 10 trends, and, pollinators continues to be a big item there. Also just planting for, ecosystems. And so, salvia is just a great pollinator across the board. You get the smaller ones and then like the super large ones, right? So different places in the garden, good color range. So, that's what I got.
That's a good call. And I do think with more and more breeding now with the white ones look really cool, be perfect in combos.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good call. All right. I need to take a vegetable, so I'm taking hot peppers. Mostly because I love them and because I
Wait
grow
a
a lot of
second
them.
here.
What?
Snakes back to me, but I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. So I'm not gonna take it.
Were you going to?
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I want to keep the integrity of the draft here. I also want to say that looking at Seth's list, I feel like this is a very European, like tea garden esque. Like I feel like I got like the red blooded American garden over here. And Seth went, like you said, he went in a totally different direction. It's fine if it works for
Like
him.
pot dianthus, a gift
Yes,
item sold in every European supermarket.
exactly. I'm gonna go with, do I want to go with two? Let's go here. I better go with marigold. I feel
Nice
like
call.
this is like the annual version of my Coreopsis pick.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with marigolds. It's
No.
solid. You might not start it every week, but if you need something to fill in,
Yeah.
definitely you can run marigold out there and be confident. Marigold's going to get you 7-8 points every week.
They got that. I always, favorite variety, Tayshaun Prince, marigolds.
That's definitely not the name of a variety, but that's okay. The variety is Tyshawn, named after a mountain, not after
A great Detroit Pistons basketball player.
yeah.
All right, so hot peppers is your next pick, Bill. What you got? You pick it. Why'd you pick hot peppers?
Because I like hot peppers. I think sales of hot peppers are solid every year. Endless variety of them. One of my coworkers grows crazy hot peppers and dried them and made them into powder and mailed them to me this year in bags. And I could smell it when I opened the mailbox. And he has T-Rex, Death Spiral, habanero, ghost dried or just crushed ghost pepper.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I've been putting it into chili over the last few weeks.
that's what I
Yeah,
do.
it's a burner, man. It's good stuff.
I
So
had
you,
to
so you like
stop.
the
Go ahead,
go
Seth.
Hot,
ahead.
real hot.
I had to stop doing that because it created like aerosolized capsaicin in my house when I was drying them because I was doing it in like the oven. And so like I was doing it when Alex wasn't home, but now that we have children, like people just start crying. And so I now what I do is I liquefy it. So I blend it and then I put it into a puree and I freeze it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I have it for when the need arises.
That's
Well,
awesome.
you could just chisel off some ice cubes into your chili,
Oh, there you
right?
go. As it gets cooler, it gets hotter.
There you go. There's your marketing pitch for that. All right, take a look at your draft boards. Make sure you have 2 perennials at least and 1 vegetable. I believe everybody does. And we are going into the 10th round of draft picks before we get to our bench, which I do think will be interesting. I am going to start this round with, I'm going Vinca. Vinca is a war horse, especially down south. Again, like Seth said with the impatiens, we've got a lot of breeding for resistance to Phytophthora. I think Vinca's poised for a resurgence. Good old periwinkles, right?
Mm,
Who's up?
it's me.
10th pick. I mean, this is
Let's
usually
see.
where you're probably taking a kicker.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take something that I don't. It's a wild pick for me. I'm gonna take Nepeta because it's
Interesting.
so prolific, and
Yeah.
also that I have a feeling that Seth might have wanted to take Nepeta. Catmint for
Yep.
those friends out there um, that aren't fluent in Latin.
Seth, did he take one off your board, or were you going to let Nepeta slide?
Nah, I was gonna let that one slide.
All right. So what do we got?
Shocker.
Round 10.
Uh,
Hosta Vista.
well, that you did distract me. Now I forgot what my pick was gonna be. Dang it. I'm gonna go with Heuchera.
Strong.
So it
Going to
seems like
perennial.
maybe I'm a little bit more perennials, but it's one of the top probably 3 to 5 items in perennials. Great shade item, large amount of colors. I mean, I think we could kind of use a little more of the flowering type too. I feel like some of the breeders have come out with some nice flowering type, kind of the original sanguinium blood. So that finishes me up then.
It's a solid plant. Can't go wrong with a heuchera. They last forever. It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, Seth, you're starting us off with your bench picks that do not have to be on the prescribed draft list. So you can get crazy here if you want, or you can just pick from what's left. I mean, when you took Angeloni off the board as the first pick in the entire draft,
Wild.
yeah, that was graded as a C on my draft board. Not because I don't love Angelonia,
Mm.
but so there's still some stuff left. I mean, not
All right.
much.
So I can just pick a class, right? Like a
Yeah.
genus, basically.
Go
All right.
for it.
Sunflower,
Very good. Oh, because you get
right?
Sunfinity. That's almost unfair. That's a
Well,
great pick.
How did that
I
not
asked,
make it on the list?
right?
We'll have to talk to the person who made the list who has done videos on Sunfinity with the folks from Syngenta. I know that plant well, and I know there's a new one coming at spring trials this year.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, that's a crushing blow as a bench player because
Well,
you're gonna start Sunflower at least half the weeks of the year.
Yeah, I don't.
yeah.
Something.
Sunfinity something or
Sensation?
another. It's like it was in the gardens
Unbelievable?
all over the place, I think. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Son of
But
a
like,
gun.
they've got the original Sunfinity Double, which is vegetative, and then the last
maybe
one
it's
is
the
like a bicolor. It was like a orange yellow bicolor.
oh, maybe the double is what I'm thinking about. Just like a ton of blooms. I've had the single, it has a ton of blooms, but then also not to like forget about the old school ones, Like I feel like kids, especially at schools, like they're always planting sunflowers. Like Well, Mason, depends on your homeschool teacher if you guys do this at your homeschool, right? But like all the kids would like come home, like
Yeah.
Elliot's brought home like little tiny sunflowers that are like, if you don't get them planted, it gets a little ridiculous. So,
Yep.
yeah,
No,
so
We
that's,
we made it. We got
great
ours
call.
to bloom. Sammy brought one home, and we got it to. I nurtured it till it bloomed. So
oh,
That's pretty
nice.
good. That's 1 out of a million Dixie cups that come home
yeah,
actually end up blooming.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
All right. So
Mm.
I don't have anything. Is this pick? This
Uh,
pick goes
You
out
said it
to.
was the,
It
you
is
said it was the best. You said it was going
because
to be the best
I
one.
wasn't necessarily like if you would have taken
Oh,
sunflower instead of Angelonia, I would have been like, oh, that makes sense. Um, this pick's for the boys back home, boys I
Let's
worked in
go.
the garden centers with. Like after starting this podcast, multiple of my friends have said, "Hey, can we be on the podcast to talk about this one plant?" And that plant is Dusty Miller. We're throwing it
Yes.
up there. It's I mean, this plant, I don't, I don't even know if it was bred, if it was just came from space. Like this plant has been around forever,
Yep.
and it probably will never go away.
No.
I know people have tried to make it better. Nothing really can make it any better. It is what it is, and it's the dustiest of the dusties.
I like it. Silver foliage. I remember a long time ago, someone tried to start like a collection of plants for nighttime gardening, like plants that look cool in your garden at night with like landscape lighting and stuff. And
yeah, it's
Dusty
like,
Miller was like, it was like a must have. I
it's
Yeah,
like
like,
moon, it's like moon gardening.
yeah,
So like it, right? So like the moon, like the light reflects off the
yes.
Dusty Miller
Moonlight,
more so.
not gardening on the moon, gardening in moonlight.
I bet Dusty
I
Miller
like
could
it.
grow on the moon.
Probably. It might have been where it came from. I think you're right. We'll have to look into that. If any of our listeners know the origin of Dusty Miller, was it seeded from the stars or was it bred or was it discovered in some ditch and
Or the
one
name of it.
don't know of?
Like
Yeah.
like it's what is it? Senecio, Seth, is the
Yes.
but we get to Dusty Miller?
No,
I
no,
guess
I
Maybe
it
it
don't
was
think
is.
like
Sydney's.
a miller of, like, grain, and they were dusty, and that's what they look like they were covered like, Dusty Miller looks like it's
Mhm.
covered in flour? I don't know.
Didn't Mr. Miller? I thought, right? Mr. Miller
Mr. Miller
found
was
it.
my high school calculus teacher.
Hmm.
Oh, the other Mr. Miller that you don't
Oh,
know found Dusty something or another, and he named it.
The origin is it's Dr. Marvin Miller's cousin. She
Dusty.
was
Mm.
yeah, she lived in Texas. It was Dusty Miller.
Dusty Miller.
100%. All right, my first bench player is cyclamen.
Ooh.
Cyclamen, great pot plant, great landscape plant in some zones. Breeding, the companies that breed cyclamen are literally like generational cyclamen breeders, like Schoneveld and Morel. Like they know more about cyclamen than really anybody else knows about the one individual crop. Yeah,
It's
it's
kind.
great.
It's kind of.
It's also a great holiday plant. Like giving a cyclamen at Christmas, you can't go wrong with that.
It's kind of. I feel like it's underutilized. Like I know that Anna had given out cyclamens one year. I think
Yep.
the year that they were doing renovations and they didn't have a greenhouse for poinsettias, they gave out a
Poinsettias.
cyclamen
Yep.
and right their corms. So every leaf equals a flower. And so,
Technical
right,
term.
was that
One.
knowledge? That's knowledge
I like
right
that.
there.
It's true.
But you get a ton of the flowers last a long time, and you get a lot of flowers. So, like a cyclamen plant can last you 6 months easily.
Yeah, and they're like rock solid. They almost look
Yeah,
plastic.
I
yeah.
tried to at one
There was a
point
blue one introduced last year. I mean, it's like horticultural blue, but it's really cool. So,
Yeah.
I tried to get a cyclamen that had really cool leaves, and, like, I was like, "Maybe we should be growing this as a houseplant just for the leaves."
mhm,
But you need to water it, and I failed to do that, and then it died anyway. I had this experiment going with all of these non-houseplant plants,
yeah.
because I know it's a pot plant, but a true houseplant that you could just leave in a corner. I had, like, a couple hostas, I had cyclamen. I was just trying to get them to be houseplants to see, like, "Oh, could we create another market?" But, yeah,
So, to
it was a
clarify
mess.
on that, then do you not water your houseplants at all? Then is that how you're judging them, or are you confused with plastic plants?
Very funny, Seth. Very funny.
Permanent
I had
botanicals.
I had gone away for a time period, as one does,
Oh,
that forgets to water their cyclamen.
I feel like
I
you
was
gotta
more
leave
excited
for,
about
like,
the host.
months on end to kill a cyclamen, but
Yeah, yeah. All right, Bill,
alright, I'm coming
who's your
back.
last pick?
My final pick in the draft, also a plant that works well indoors and outdoors in some very shady situations, Rex begonias.
mm.
And, yeah, there we had a certain series, for a while called Jurassics that were awesome. Fell in love with them. Kept them indoors, put them outside in the shade. I did try putting them in the gardens and ball once in the sun. Actually, they weren't. They were under something, but then that something was moved and
Moved.
they cooked. Like they fried pretty quickly. But
Yeah. I
I don't know.
kind
I
of
like
wish.
the escargot types. I think I used to call them parlor begonias. Then I do like what's the Pan American Seed had one that I liked,
Griffin.
Griffin, that kind
Griffin.
of
Yeah.
like the way the seed was, I guess, I don't know, they made a seed pellet that made it grow like in 360 degrees instead of just having that one flat side. I'm
Mm.
looking at a Rex begonia in front of my face right now in my window that I've had for 15 years. Love them.
And
Is it a
I want
Jurassic?
to go back to the Jurassic begonias. Whoever came up with
Oh,
the name Jurassic
yeah.
was a genius.
Yes, it was
I
the
don't
same
know.
person who came up with Coleosaurus, which
Why do
was
you
an
think
interesting
Coleus was my number 2 pick?
Coleosaurus. Didn't you come up with that name?
Yeah, yeah, and Jurassic. I don't know. I guess there's just I threw in I just
Yep.
dinosaurs, which tells you what kind of kid I was too.
No,
So,
it's very true. All right.
all right.
What do
Oh,
we got?
this one's tough for me because there's a lot. Like
Pretty hard to beat Dusty Miller,
my
Marvin's
brain
cousin.
wants to just like go like woody perennials. I don't know
Mm,
why, and I'm trying to refrain from that. I don't want to be like, oh, rose, and then be like, okay, come on, that's not on. It's not what we're doing here.
no.
Um, so if that's the case, I'm gonna go somewhere else with this, and I'm gonna throw out a weirder plant, but I'm trying to hit my seasons. Give me tulips. Does it qualify? Can I take it?
I
If
feel like with
not,
the
yeah.
Because it's a bulb.
bulb crop is pushing it. That's
All right.
pushing
Well,
it.
if you're not gonna give me tulip,
I'm not
then
giving
I'll
you
just go.
tulips.
I gotta shout out this plant. It's probably my favorite plant, because of the use case, the color, and the fact that you can't find it in a lot of places. It's a perennial. It's Ligularia.
Mm,
I say this because it's a shade perennial. If you don't want a hosta, you throw in a
yeah.
Ligularia. It flowers, and the cool part about it being a shade plant is if you take a look at this list, or any of these lists, most shade plants are like deep purples,
Yeah.
reds, pinks, or greens. Ligularia is a bright yellow bloom in a shady spot. So unsung. I think more people need to be on the Ligularia uptake here. So that's where I'll go.
Ligularia is going to sit on your bench all year, and you're eventually going to trade it when vegetative coleus gets hurt and you need
I'll
a new
probably
start.
just trade it to Seth for Lantana. I'll
I
bundle up Ligularia and Nepeta and send them over for Lantana midseason.
and
There you go.
he might be saying that because I'm pretty sure I taught you about Ligularia because it was one of my favorites from back in my garden center days. Britt Marie Crawford was like a purple one.
Mm.
Yeah, with the like bright yellow flowers.
All
Seth
right,
looks mad
Seth.
and he wasn't even thinking about it. He's just mad that I took it.
That's true. Final pick in the draft. Last man drafted. What do we got?
Basil,
That
right?
qualifies.
Like
It's a
that's
solid
like
pick.
other than lavender, it's probably like the number 1 or 2 herb. It's sold all year round, either both in pots and the grocery store. It's in a ton of dishes, and then with a lot of the new breeding, you get a lot more foliage, a lot more leaf tissue. Yeah. It would be nicer. It's easy to find the older varieties of basil. It's still a little harder to find the newer varieties of basil, and they're just so much better. I know that the Pan American Seed came out with a new lemon basil,
Yep.
and we had it 2 years ago, and my
You
wife
mentioned
loved it.
this. You mentioned this. Shout out to
Yeah,
episode
right?
6. It's one of your
Yeah.
garden highlights.
Elizabeth loved it, and then we had that different lemon basil, the old school one, and she's like, "What? Why did you buy a different one?" I'm like,
Yeah.
so.
I'm a big
And
fan of Thai basil.
the other nice thing, Thai basil, really good flavor, but a lot of the newer varieties also flower way later.
Way
That's
late.
the other challenge with the old school basils is they start going into bloom like beginning of July. So you're just
they
constantly,
bolt and you're stuck with
yeah,
a bunch of stem.
yeah. So that was, oh man, that was like a last ditch thought. Like,
Your draft was going down the toilet until about round 8. And then like you somehow like you just
Yeah.
picked Angelonia because it was the first name on the list. But then like I don't know, seed impatiens, salvia, heuchera, sunflower, basil. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. Somehow I'm kind of nervous about things.
well, you probably
No,
should be.
that's a good draft. I think you won the end of the draft, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But again, we're going to put this out for the listeners and viewers and other folks around the industry to vote on these teams however you want. They're really the parameters for voting are limitless. It's do you like Mason better than you like Seth and me? Do you think that Seth
No.
wins because he pulled Sunflower for a bench player? Do you not have any idea what ligularia is, so you're not going to vote for Mason's team? Do you think I'm crazy for doing impatiens and begonias up top? You know, how whatever you think is how you vote, and there are no rules to voting other than we will have a cutoff date, and it'll probably be right around February 8th at the time of the Super Bowl. Gentlemen, that was a very good draft. Did we have fun doing that?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was fun.
I think
I would do another plant draft. I don't know about football. Mostly because I don't know anything.
I like the concept. I think we could do it. We could probably do like smaller teams with maybe just an edibles draft or house plant or
You do like 3 rounds.
woody shrubs, ornamentals, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could open it up and somehow figure out how to let other folks draft as well. But we're gonna have to figure that out. But I do think we've gone for about an hour now, so we better wrap this up.
Oh yeah.
We just do some quick shout outs and hot takes. I want to give a shout out to Mason Day for officially becoming president of America in Bloom. I think that is awesome. What was that? January 1 officially took over.
Yeah, it's a year of it's a year of transition, I guess, big things. So January 1, President of America in Bloom, and then effective today, January 5th, Vice President of Business Development at J.R. Peters. So
Congratulations.
changing titles all across the board, but all for the best. And yeah, excited about America in Bloom. It's our 25th anniversary. And we're going to be in Washington, D.C. So as America celebrates 250, we'll be celebrating 25. So that's fun. And yeah, I encourage people to reach out if they have questions about it because it's a great organization that I feel like flies under the radar sometimes.
It is one of my first weeks ever on the profession. Well, so I'd worked at the garden center, but then when I started at Greenhouse Grower, editor Delilah Onifree and I, within the first week of me starting, we drove to Green Circle to sort of pitch the AIB concept to John Van Wingerden. And I really didn't know what it was about. And so that would have put it 26 years ago. So I've been a fan since day one. Certainly heard about it a lot from Dusty Miller's older uncle. And no, I'm proud of you, Mason. That's good stuff, man.
Thanks,
and
Bill.
The JRB thing. I mean, that's like your career and your profession, and puts American Bloom's not putting food on your table. So
is the second one official? That's not LinkedIn official, is it?
As of this recording, it is official. So yeah,
Good
a lot
stuff.
of fun new things on the horizon. Going to be getting my hands into even more than what I normally do. So
good.
Wow.
Good.
So you get so vice president on the business card, and then you put president of AIB on the business card too. Like how big is your business card?
I mean, that's probably a separate business card, but most of the time, like, I don't know. I feel like most of the business cards I have like get crumpled up in my backpack. I don't even know if they have my current title on them, but yeah, it's just, I switched the AIB thing on LinkedIn today, so I'll have to do the JRP thing too.
Good stuff. If you're friends with Mason on social, give him a shout out. It's good stuff. Anyone else have a shout out or a hot take before we wrap?
I just got to say, Shout out to the new year. This is our first cast of the new year. Looking
is.
forward to an awesome 2026. 2025, we're done with you. And yeah, it's going to be a fun one. We talked about this. I got a lot of stuff on my plate, but just looking forward to a year of cool podcasts with you guys. I think we started this in November, which is like probably the worst time to start a podcast. Just be like, let's start
Hey.
something new.
Yep.
And so I think I'm super excited about doing this with you guys in the new year and kind of getting, into a regular cadence with that. Yeah. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to the new year.
Good stuff.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Maybe we'll do a
back
New
at
Year's
ya.
resolutions or goals next
That's
episode.
a great one.
Yeah. Because I don't even want to start it now because I can go on forever. I'm a big resolution person. So
I'll wear my weighted vest.
I
we're
thought you
gonna
were
have
wearing
a
it.
discussion about weighted vests.
Aren't you wearing it right now? Or are you just that swole?
Wow, Seth. Wow.
Well, that was a compliment. But like you're like swole, you know?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if that was a compliment or not, but we'll trust
You know what?
that it was.
It was meant as a compliment, like swole, not like, saggy or anything,
Saggy? All right.
Well, like
we gotta cut this.
All right, we got it. But before we get out of here, I do have to make a plea and a request. Subscribe, follow, and share the podcast with your friends. Be a friend, tell a friend. Jump into the archives on YouTube or Spotify and listen to the first 6 episodes. And now on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music, you can ask Alexa to play GH Squad. I have no idea what'll happen. I don't know if the algorithm's that good, but give it a shot. And you'll find us on Instagram at GH Squad Pod. Don't forget to watch for our final 2026 Fantasy Plant Draft team so you can vote for your favorite. And send us some comments and thoughts, topics for us to discuss. And we will be back with you next week.